Vikings get their first loss of the season, losing to the Detroit Lions by a final score 31-29. And there's a couple of things to point out. The Vikings are still very much in a good spot. They still have a big opportunity to win the NFC North division. Both Minnesota and Detroit are 5-1. They have a chance to make up for it week 18. The rest of the schedule is in favor of the Vikings. I don't give a damn what the odds say, as this video is brought to you by BetUS Sportsbook and Casino. The rest of the schedule, that is minus week 18 against Detroit, that includes Green Bay at home. I like the Vikings' chances in that. But there's so many things to point out. First off, Ed Ingram, I regret that video that I did talking about the roster shuffling. TJ Hawkinson, his practice window has been opened. Dalton Risner, he's practicing again, and saying that Ed Ingram, I think because of the fact that Aaron Jones is the most valuable player on this offense, the run blocking is super important, which means that as much as it pains me to say, Ed Ingram is more valuable to the offensive line compared to Dalton Risner. But after what I saw today, Ed Ingram was a disaster. I don't care how many times he gets asked how he played, and he says, I played great. The man got reverse pancaked in this game today. Just bulldozed over. A somersault, a backwards somersault Ed Ingram did today. And I don't even remember who it was against. And that's the thing, too. The Detroit Lions, they have two really good safeties, but their defense overall, especially their interior defensive line, minus Aiden Hutchinson, who's going to be out for a while, there's no reason to get absolutely bullied like that. And Ed Ingram found a way to make that happen. So I take everything back on defending Ed Ingram's honor. I feel disgusting the fact that I did that. We need Dalton Risner in there ASAP. The penalties, nonstop penalties, especially pre-snap. Jordan Addison, offensive offsides. Check with the official, the line judge. Hey, am I good? Okay, if not, I'll take a step back. That's so many penalties that killed offensive drives. But the defense, the secondary, I don't think they've made a play at all. Well, Josh Metellus, he got the forced fumble on David Montgomery. That was a big play. But outside of that, the secondary did nothing. In the first half, Jared Goff was perfect. 12 for 12, 156 yards, and a touchdown. He finally got his first incompletion after going 15 for 15. And that incompletion wasn't forced by the secondary, again, saying they didn't do much of anything outside of Josh Metellus forcing that fumble. That incompletion was forced by Jonathan Bullard at the line of scrimmage, getting his hand up and popping that ball in the air. But with that said, the defense finally made plays on back-to-back drives. Talked about the Metellus forced fumble recovered by Ivan Pace Jr., recovered for a touchdown that following drive. Jonathan Grenard got a big sack fumble. It was recovered by Jared Goff, but those were back-to-back stops by the defense. Sam Darnold had an opportunity to close it instead of relying on the defense, and that's the thing. The defense has bailed out the Vikings offense all season long. Occasionally, you're going to have a one-off where the defense doesn't perform up to par. Ben Johnson, for sure, got the better of Brian Flores in this matchup today. But it's about time that the offense steps up and cover the ass of the defense, and they couldn't do it. Sam Darnold on third down, and this was the final drive where you could make something happen, extend the drive, chew up clock, and you're up 29-28, a chance to win this game, seal it, and you overshoot Justin Jefferson. That was your time to end the game on your own without needing the help of the Vikings defense. But I think something that really needs to be brought up. And before I get into that, sign up for BetUS Sportsbook and Casino. Get a 150% bonus on your first deposit and a 125% bonus on your next 2 deposits up to $2,000. Just use the promo code YouTube150. And now getting back to the main thing that needs to be brought up, and I know it's going to draw big pushback, not being negative here at all, but we've seen this time and time again when it comes to the play calling, and I'm looking at this through the lens of a championship contending team. I really just don't believe KOC knows what it is that he's doing when it comes to the offensive play calling. We've seen it year after year. 2022, 4th and 8, your second best playmaker at the time, TJ Hawkinson, is running a 3-yard out route for no reason with the season on the line. 2023, back-to-back QB sneak calls when you have a center. Everyone wants to look at Brandon Powell as the push man, but you don't have a center that can get that push to put you over the top. And again, they're 5-1. They can very well still make a playoff run, but I'm saying as far as this team has what it takes to win a championship, but if they don't overcome this red flag that has been a red flag for now going on 3 seasons to where, bro, you're down 28-20 against the Detroit Lions in this game. This is a big drive right here where I think it was first down. It doesn't matter when it happened, but you set yourself up to catch up more than where you needed to, down 28-20. I think this was on first down doing a zippity-doo-dah doohickey play where you're doing a reverse to Justin Jefferson to maybe pass. Bro, you're down 8 points. The stakes are super high. With like 6 minutes left to go in the fourth quarter, why are you doing a play like that? It resulted in Jefferson not finding a receiver open and him maybe getting a yard or 2 on that play. In that situation, that play is uncalled for. But we've seen time and time again examples of KOC not being able to adjust. The scripted drives, he has it. He has that on lock. But as adjustments are required, this was the game where the offense had to step up. And KOC has his name all over it, so it's all on him. I really, really believe if they are going to win a championship that somebody has to step in and call plays. Be the overseer, as Dan Campbell is with the Detroit Lions, where Ben Johnson is calling the plays on offense. I don't know if that's Wes Phillips. I don't know if that's Keenan McCardell. For everybody that's thinking that I'm being too harsh on KOC, that's all well and good. He's a likable guy. He's changed the culture for sure. But when it comes to offensive play caller, we have seen too many instances where we're just sitting here scratching our heads. What was the thought process behind that play in that dire of a situation? I hope someone in the media asks him about that, because you can point to many plays in this game, but that zippity-doo-dah pitch play reverse to Justin Jefferson to try and throw a deep pass down 8 points beyond midway in the fourth quarter, that's uncalled for. But KOC does stuff like that all the time. I guess people don't want to admit it. I'm not being negative here, just stating facts. Again, shout out to the folks at BetUS Sportsbook and Casino. The Vikings are in a good spot. The rest of this schedule is looking really good. They still have a chance to win the NFC North Division. That's a tough way to lose, especially one score like that. Sam Darnold had his opportunity and he sailed it over Justin Jefferson. I get that, but the offensive play calling has to be better, because I talked about this early on that at some point the Brian Flores defense will be had for a game, and then what is the offense going to do? Can you honestly say, even if you're proclaiming that I'm being negative right here, that if you have to play catch up, that you trust KOC to make that happen? I don't I don't see that. I hope to be proven wrong, but right now I just don't see that. 5-1, good spot. We're on to LA.